Peace world, it is your girl, the real Tony Hickman, and this video is for adults, the grown and sexy, or just the grown, however you want to call it. Oh, I sound like Texas, huh? Call it. Anyway, I'm not from Texas. I love Texas, but I'm not from Texas. But anyway, I'm making this video because okay, y'all know I've been celibate. If you've been following my it's hot, dang. If you've been following my videos or whatever, you know my love life is pretty much it's just what it is, right? So I have not been intimate, and it's been a while. It's been years. I think I'm starting to lose count. But it's not like I can't find anybody or you know, I haven't had the options of just having sex, because you know, I say this in one of my raps, like a woman could get the D before she could get somebody to feed her, you know. But the real situation is that if I'm not attracted to you, if we don't have a connection beyond just sex, then it's just sex, and I don't just crave just sex. I would be disappointed if I just did sex, because for the true intimacy to happen, for me to truly have you know, an uplifting, pleasurable moment, it has to be a connection beyond just sex for me. So yes, of course, in the process of me being celibate, which was not planned, it just is what it is, my womb has done a lot of cleansing, and you know, it's clean, it's very clean. Put it like that. And so as I think about, like, you know, my next venture, or you know, whenever I am intimate with somebody that I do connect with beyond just the physical, and it's somebody that I want in the physical, you know, the first thing that comes to my brain is hygiene. And it's very important. Well, first of all, I don't know if you guys think about this, because I have been in the heat of a moment, or in the heat of the moment with a male, and you know, we just touchy-feely, he's touchy-feely, touching wherever or whatever, and you know, it's just what it is. And you don't think about that kind of stuff at first. But the reality is, the human hand carries 2 to 10 million bacteria on it. Something like that. Like, there's so many bacteria that can be on your hand and on your fingertips alone. And so the idea of, you know, deciding to be touchy-feely with somebody and them touching me, like, you need to wash your hands. You need to wash your hands. And this is for my men, like, y'all need to wash your hands regardless of who you are touching. Now, this ain't just about me, this is period, because you have so many women that end up with yeast infections and all kind of infections, and it might not necessarily be from you penetrating her as much as your fingers touching her in places that are like ultra sensitive, and her body is just not taking that, because your hands need to be clean. Like, your hands need to be clean. So the next time that you decide to be intimate with somebody, you need to go wash your hands before you go to touching on their body, period. I'm talking about the boobs, down there, whatever. You need to wash your hands. Wash your hands. and clean your hands. You need to make washing and cleaning your hands a regular, you know, even for yourself. You out there working on the car, you know, taking trash, and then you're pulling out your penis to go urinate, and then you have issues and you transfer that to her. You might have washed your hands before you even touch her, but you've been touching your penis all day with your nasty hands from the mechanic work. You understand? Wash your hands. And yeah, that's my message of the day. I love y'all, and that's why I do what I do. I say what I say, and it's what it is, right? But I also wrote a book called A Man's Cry for Health. And this book can offer all kinds of information toward healing and adjusting and all of that. And even if men have issues with erections, I have all of the answers for that. But it all goes back to diet. But I care about y'all. That's why I'm making this video. I care about y'all, and I want you to just think twice, because you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking, and that's why a lot of mistaken babies are made. That is why infections can be passed, because you are thinking more about that energy, that sexual energy, versus the whole picture. So yeah, that's my advice for you today. My advice: go to the sink, wash your hands. Before you use the bathroom, go to the sink, wash your hands. After you come back out the bathroom, go to the sink, wash your hands. Right? Yeah, and then before you touch your lady, go to the sink, wash your hands. And my second piece of advice is go on my website, TonyHickman.com, and get my book, that's my other book, Chemical Suicide. But my book I'm telling y'all about for my men is A Man's Cry for Health. And I tell you about your prostate issues. I tell you about your erection issues. I'm just trying to help you, because helping you helps me. You dig? I love you. TonyHickman.com, cop the book, A Man's Cry for Health. It's on there in the PDF version, and it's on there in the paperback. So either way, you can get it, you can support, and it is appreciated. And I got it for my women too. Just because it's A Man's Cry for Health, it's information in there for all of us in relationships and all of that. Now, as far as certain things in relationships, even though I could have just wrote about it, I chose not to, because there are things that I still need to learn. So I'm not the relationship advisor. But health, yeah, I can give you advice on health. And so yeah, that's my advice for today. Wash your hands, go get my book on TonyHickman.com, and keep a watch, and follow me on all social media at The Real Tony Hickman. Peace.